Hello guys, welcome to another edition of Isco World. Here we'll discuss about football and other related issues. Indeed, in today's video, we'll be talking about the match review between Chelsea and Liverpool. What a blockbuster Premier League match that ended 1-1. Both team didn't actually do enough to win the game. If there's any team that should, maybe I would have said Chelsea. That's me being biased, but with respect to the various chances that both teams had. Well, let's quickly talk about the lineup that both teams used. Before we talk about that, I want you to actually like the video, share and subscribe. Your subscription is actually very important to us. So that's the only way you guys will be able to encourage me to be able to do more video and also do more content for you that will actually meet up to your standard. I hope you enjoy this video and I want your comment at the end of the video. Now, let's talk about the lineup. Is Caicedo D is almost imminent. Well, we'll actually keep that pending until we get the confirmation. At least that will have a separate video on its own. Now, let's quickly talk about the lineup that both teams used. Chelsea, they played in a very different formation that I didn't really think that the formation worked very well for them in the course of all their preseason friendlies that they played. They went with a 3-5-2 formation, and sometimes it looked like 3-4-3, and Liverpool went with their usual 4-3-3 formations. Let's talk about the starting lineup. In goal, Sanchez was actually the goalkeeper. That's because Kepa is actually on his way to Real Madrid. The loan deal is almost completed because of the injury that Courtois had. So he's going there. At least that will help Chelsea in the course of their finance, because they are going to take his salary off their finance in the course of this season. Now, James and Chilwell, they play in both the right wing and the left wing back positioned, and the defense, the CB consists of Cowell, Silva and Disasi. What a fantastic player. I enjoyed their game, and Silva is actually 38 years, but he's playing like a footballer that is 28 years, still full of energy, and he has a lot to offer. And the midfield consists of Gallagher, Chukwuemeka and Enzo Fernandez. Gallagher had a fantastic game. Indeed, my man of the match is going to be between Gallagher or Enzo Fernandez. They had a fantastic game, and the attacking phase was Sterling and Jackson. I was not really impressed with Sterling in the course of this game because he's one of the most experienced players, and by default, he's supposed to carry that leadership quality into the team as a result of his experience he had. But his passes at the last phase is really not pleasing. But his work rate was actually thumbs up. I'll give it to him. Now let's talk about Liverpool's starting lineup. Alisson was in between the post. Arnold, Konate, Van Dijk and Robertson, they make up the defensive line, and the midfield consists of McAllister, Suzbozia and Gakpo. Is actually a midfield that is filled with attacking impetus, and I was surprised that McAllister was the one that played his sitter, and he did very well in the course of the first half, but we'll talk about that later. Then the attacking phase consists of Diaz, Jota and Salah. Salah had a quiet game today. Cowell just pocket Salah, and you could see his reaction by the time he was being taken off the game. Now let's go to the match talking points. Indeed, like I said initially, it was a blockbuster game. I wanted it to be a war between both teams, and it was not short of that standard. You could see the owners of both teams who were even in the stadium because of the war that they are having outside with respect to signing. You know the story, Caicedo and the other guy. Now let's talk about the matching point. Those video will actually those topics will leave them for a separate video. Now the first 15-20 minutes, Liverpool had a very easy game. They were just playing in between Chelsea. The space was just obvious for Liverpool. They were finding those spaces here and there. They were having a fit day in Stamford Bridge. And because of that, they were able to get the goal very early, 17 minutes by Diaz. What a fantastic goal. And not too long from that, in the 28th minutes, you could see Salah got a goal, and it was cancelled by VAR. That's actually a correct decision, by the way. And if Liverpool were being clinical in that first 20, 30 minutes of the game, Liverpool would have actually been having a great margins of goal compared to that one goal they had. Then later on, Chelsea began to have an understanding and have a grip, and they could be able to settle themselves down. And by the time they got the goal in the 38 minutes by in the 36 minutes by Disasi. Indeed, it changed the complexity of the game. In fact, you could see the fans, the Stamford Bridge, the Chelsea fans in the stadium. They bring their voices, and that actually uplifted the morale of the team. And the team, they begin to click like it was just as if it's between night and day. It was like there's actually a spark that they did in the mind of the players, and from that moment, it was just Chelsea, Chelsea, Chelsea. And not too long from that, indeed, Chilebe had a goal which was cancelled by VAR, a correct decision as well. And from there, Chelsea were just having the fit day. If only they were able to have a clinical pass at the end, at the last phase of the game, then I believe Chelsea would have been able to win the game, because outside those first 30 minutes that Liverpool had, Liverpool, they didn't actually had anything again with respect to the game, because they could not understand the energy and the chemistry that was actually between the Chelsea team. The synergy was just there, and Gallagher lived up to the expectation. I was so surprised playing Gallagher as a sitter, a defensive sitter, a midfield defensive sitter, just to play the DM position. I was surprised, because I thought Gallagher does not have that ability, but indeed he put up a good shift into this game, and I believe that going forward, I would love Chelsea to go back to their 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1 formation. That will actually give them more opportunity to score more goals, because Sterling put up a good shift, but his performance at the attack at the last end was not very, very encouraging. That actually let Chelsea down. And the second half, it was a bit both even game, but Chelsea had more opportunity, because Liverpool were just reduced to just one shot on target. Now you could see the vast difference between the Chelsea of this season and the Chelsea of last season. Last season, they were playing like they don't really understand themselves, and you could see Enzo Fernandez is a different player entirely in this season, in this Chelsea team, than that of last season. Because last season, every player, their standard dropped, and him just winning the World Cup, bringing him to the caliber of those players, it affected him psychologically. But you could see him; he was a monster in this game. He covered every blade of the grass in the course of this game. Him and Gallagher put up a good defensive shift. And Cowell, what a fantastic lad that Chelsea had. They were lucky that he signed them, but it was a good one. And indeed, in the course of the second half, both had one or two chances, like the last one that Nunez has, that looped the ball nicely, but from blocked from Disasi, it went off. And the last phase that also Chelsea had, if Modric had been able to control the ball very well, just beat the keeper and hit the ball, but his first touch in beating the keeper let him down. That's the reason he was able to push him further, and that's a nice defense from Liverpool. And it was actually an evil game. The first game of the season, Chelsea won, Liverpool won. I want you guys to give me your comment who you think is the best player in the team, and Liverpool, who do you think you guys do, because your defense is not too settled? Because if you meet a better team that is well structured and well organized, I think that the midfield will let you guys down, and the team that needs to be settled. So indeed, I want your comment to tell me who do you think that you are expecting from both your team. I would want your comment. Come on, let's go.